one sector that remains a pain point, I mean, it's seeing some bit of a correction, is Nifty Realty. And we have been talking about, how FY24 was great year for the broader markets, the mid cap and the small cap space, and some of the sectors and some of the themes that actually took off. There was a structural recovery of sorts, and one of them was your real estate stocks. Look at how Nifty Realty has done over the course of the year. It's up 140%, and in line with some of in line with the correction that we were seeing in the first half of March. We were seeing a bit of a shakeout in some of these high momentum driven sectors and themes, but Nifty Realty has also pretty much recovered what was lost. Most stocks are recovering, and Amit, there's a stark contrast between the housing market in India and elsewhere. I mean, the housing market, a report came out yesterday which shows that the sales are going up in double digits in India, whereas elsewhere in US, in China, housing market is frozen.
In China, specifically, realty is one of the economy drivers, and that is in a bad shape. And we have been reporting that over time. In the US, because of the rise in the Fed rates in the last year, and no cuts happening as yet, it has been in a sort of a stress over there.
But that's an anomaly because interest rates are high in India as well, right?
Yeah. But that is an anomaly. But probably because the optimism in India with the way the economy has been growing, beating estimates, beating analyst projections. So probably that's the anomaly. Interest rates are high as well in India. US probably a little bit more because they had a bigger problem to deal with. But if you see the realty stocks, whether it is Prestige, whether it is DLF, whether it is Godrej, in the last 1 year, they gave returns of over 100%. Over 100%. The other ones also were close by. There was a correction in the last 1 month, but after this report that you mentioned from Anarock, there is a big surge in the top 7 cities, almost 14% rise in housing transactions between January and March, 10.3% increase in the prices of housing properties in these 7 cities. Leading the pack is Hyderabad, 38% spike in the housing sales, followed by Pune 15% and Bengaluru 14%. So it is good times for the realty sector. Favorable interest rate from the RBI in the times to come, and a favorable election result as far as at least the market is concerned. Probably this is one sector which probably will continue to rally as
Actually,
it has done in the last 1 year.
There, because interest rates are high, and at a time when these sectors, realty, auto being another, they are rate sensitive sectors. Yes. So during the time when the interest rates are high, we see some bit of sluggishness in these sectors, but that has not been the case for realty stocks. As you pointed out, sales are going up, they are growing in double digits, and the prices, they are rising up as much as 30%. But we are looking at the top 7 top 7 cities in India. Let's talk about the tier 2, tier 3 cities, because I think that is where
there has been some cities have had a correction also.
Right.
Noida to name one, Kolkata to name another. So yeah, but top 7 cities, the surge is there.
But we live in Noida. We know what the housing market was looking like just about 3-4 years ago. I read this report from one of the international media houses which declared Noida as a ghost town of India, because clearly there was a lot of supply but demand was not picking up. And being a house owner here, I pretty much get call on a daily basis, inquiring about if and whether I want to sell my house. And the property prices, they have surged tremendously over the course. And let's talk about the global markets as well, because clearly in US, by the way, we were talking about that, the mortgage prices, they had reached 8% levels, and this was the highest levels in over 2 decades. We had not seen 8% mortgage rates in US since early 2000s. So that is perhaps one of the reasons why buyers are a little bit jittery out there. But also, I mean, if you look at the repeat sales, if you look at the overall confidence, and if you look at the new projects coming up, we are also seeing that the supply is just not there. So demand is also lacking and supply is also not lacking. So there is clearly a skew there, but prices have pretty much held on so far. That's also a bit of an anomaly as far as the US markets are concerned. But clearly in India, there is a story out there for the housing sector, and it's a structural story. And with rates expected to come down, I think maybe this sector could remain in focus, for the next couple of years.
Yeah. So this is one sector that is like, we spoke about FMCG. FMCG was struggling in the last 1 year, but now it is on an upswing. So the worst is over. Not with this sector. This sector has been on the upswing all of 2024, financial year 2024. And there is still steam left in it, it seems.
All right. And let's look at, some of the returns that you had put out there for realty stocks. I mean, a lot of them have turned multi-baggers in the course of the year. If you can pull up that graphic. DLF 150%, Godrej Properties 124%, Oberoi Realty. I was looking at Oberoi Realty stocks. They had a bad quarter last in Q3, but the stock has recovered very well. It's up about 11% in the last 5 days. Over the course of the year, it has given returns of about 85%. Phoenix Mill is another one which was a multi-bagger. Prestige Estates, 3x returns in Prestige Estates over there. So a lot of these stocks, especially stocks that are focused in the housing sector, they are doing phenomenally well. And with rates expected to come down, probably, later this year, that could, provide another fillip to this industry and to this sector as well. So keep an eye out on Nifty Realty.